right, I think we're going to start right now. So welcome to yoga. It's a beautiful morning, Wednesday morning, absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be another hot day. Nice to practice yoga in the morning. It has a nice cooling, calming effect on us. So we'll start now. Sit up nice and tall. Lean forward and pull your buttock flesh back. So you're sitting right onto the bones. And take your fingertips behind you. Fingertips are forward. Roll your shoulders back and lift your chest. So your vision will be straight forward. And then keeping all of that lift, please bring the back of your hands onto your thighs. Draw your navel area in, draw your low back in, and lift up through the crown of the head. Close your eyes and come into your body and into your breath. Feeling the even flow of the breath, inhaling in through the nose, exhaling out through the nose. Just observing the breath, noticing how the breath is traveling through the body. Envision the breath like a blue river, filling up every space in the body, every cell of the body, awakening, enlivening the cells, nourishing, renewing. Just take 5 more centering breaths. Inhaling in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Go at your own rate. I will count. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3. And please bring the palms to touch. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, bow to your heart. Setting your intention for your practice. Let that intention seep right into your center of your heart. Let it awaken the heart center. And then on the next inhalation, slowly take the head up. Keep the eyes soft as you open them. And let the world come to you. Good. Take your hands down. Change the crossing of your legs. Maybe stretch out. Change. Good. Interlock your fingers. Press your arms out and lift up. Stretch the arms. Pull the arm bones back. Push down through your sitting bones and stretch your side body. And take a full breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the arms down. Change the crossing. Press out. Lift up. Okay, you want to think of getting nice and long and through the tall, through the side body, and through the front body and the back body. Beautiful. Now take your arms out to the side and stretch your arms. Think of lifting your arms from the center of your back. And then drop the right hand down, reach the left arm up and come up and over towards your right. If you'd like, you can look up or just look sideways or down. Now push deeply into the left sitting bone and stretch a little longer into that left hand. Beautiful. Inhale, take the arm up, come back so both arms are out like a letter T. Stretch the arms. Stretch right into the fingertips, stretch the palm. Take a breath, inhale, and on the exhale, take the left hand down, turn the right palm up, and reach the arm up and over your head, pushing now deeply down into your right sitting bone. And then extend the arm and spread the side ribs. You can look down, you can turn your head, very careful of the neck. Only look up towards the hand if your neck allows it, keeping the neck long. Breathing into the side ribs. Good. Now inhale will bring you back up. Good. Feel the difference on both sides now. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, turn towards your right. Left hand onto the right knee. Good. Now turn the abdomen from the left to the right. Perhaps look over your back shoulder or just sideways. 2 breaths. Good. And then inhale back to center and to the other side now. So the right hand comes onto the left knee. Left hand goes behind you. Inhale, exhale, turn, rotate. Breathe. Turn your abdomen from the right to the left, across the body. Keep turning. No strain in the low back or the neck. Good. And then inhale, come back. Once you're there, just roll your shoulders a few times. Lovely. Good. Now come on to hands and knees. I'm going to put my blocks at the top of the mat. Perfect. And then just start with some simple cat-cows. Inhale, coming forward, tailbone lifts, let's drop. Exhale, curving the spine into this beautiful C shape, flexing the spine, letting the head drop, relaxing the neck, the tongue, keeping the arms straight. And then again, inhale, coming forward, trying not to lead with the neck. Don't throw the head back. Move through the spine. Good. And then tucking the tail as you curl and flex the spine, lifting the abdominals to the back waist. Last week we worked at lifting the navel area into the back body. Keeping that intention, that action in the body. Inhale, coming forward. Tailbone lifts. Shoulder blades draw in. Arms straight. Good. I'd like you to do 2 more sets, so 4 more movements. Your own time. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Rippling through the spine and moving with breath always. Good, now come back into table. And then just shift your right hip out a little bit as if you're looking towards your right hip. And then come to the left side, shifting the hip to the left, looking over your left shoulder, looking for your left outer hip. Similar to a dog wagging its tail, very happy dog. Nice, just this nice movement through the pelvis. Feel the movement through the side waist. I'm going to the right, my side waist contracts, my left side stretches. Perfect, good. And then come back into table. Now we'll take the knees back, keep the toes flexed, and bring the sitting bones back. Walk your hands a little farther forward, spider tip your fingers, and push your sitting bones towards the heel. Let your head just hang, but keep the neck long, so don't just literally drop the head. Keep the neck long, might not touch yet. All are good, and then use your finger pads to push your sitting bones back. Keep the toes flexed to stretch the toes. Take 3 breaths, filling up the back body. Nice, now plant your hands firmly on the ground. And start to lift your knees off the ground, coming into downward facing dog with the knees bent. So the knees are bent, the sitting bones are lifting, the navel area is drawing towards the back waist, and then we're going to extend the legs. Good, so this is the first one. Your hamstrings could be a little tense yet. Keep the sitting bones up. Bend the knees again, maybe lift them sitting bones a little higher. Then stretch the legs. And then pedal one leg at a time. Bend one knee. And straighten the other leg. So one leg bends, one leg straightens. Nice and slow, no race here. Just feeling flexion at the knee, ankle, and hip. Noticing how the back of the leg is feeling. Good, now come back into downward dog. If your heels don't come down, or mine don't in this pose yet, I'm going to walk my feet a little farther forward till I can get my heels down. Okay? especially early in the morning, the feet, the hamstrings can be tight, the calf muscles. So now I get my heels down. I want to push into the rim of the heels, like a circle. The heel's like a little circle. If you took a pen and drew a circle around the heel, I want you to press all of that down. The inner heel, the outer heel, the center of the heel, press down. Try not to collapse the foot inwards. Keep lifting the inner ankle up. Stretch the legs. Perfect. Now bend your knees and walk forward up your mat towards your hands and come into a forward fold. Bend your knees, cross your arms. Use your arms to pull your torso down a bit. Maybe straighten the legs. Do your best. And then take your weight a little forward. Release your head. Again, lift the navel area towards the back waist. Lengthen from the back ribs to the crown of the head. So you're getting longer in the back body. 3 breaths here. Uttanasana. Translation is intense pose. Okay, now change the crossing of the arms. Lean a little more forward. Bend your knees again, then straighten the legs to your availability today. As we move through the yoga practice, the body will start to open up. It changes a lot from the beginning to the end. And breathe. Perfect. Good. Now take your hands onto your hips. Good. Bend your knees a bit, take your weight, move into the heels, and press up. To protect the low back, especially with the first one, come all the way up, take your arms out, and stretch the arms. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take a full breath here, inhale, exhale. Good. Now inhale, bend the knees, take the arms up, and a little close to the wall, so do my best. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, so the hands can be on blocks, the legs, wherever you need to put them. You might need them on your thighs. Exhale, lower to the earth. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. I'm doing it without the blocks now. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Perfect. Now take your right leg straight back. Good. And correct right onto the balls of the feet. Take the crown of the head forward and firm the back leg. The back leg is strong here. Good. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward. Level the hips so both hips are facing forward. And then as you exhale, drop the back knee towards the earth. Slowly. And take your arms forward and up. Good. Push down into the front foot and firm your outer hips so you get really stable. If you like, look up or straight forward. Take a full breath, inhale. Good. As you exhale, plant your hands on the mat and step your front leg back into downward dog. But take a breath here, inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Good. Now inhale, come forward into plank. So your shoulders are right above your wrist. Draw your abdominal area towards your back waist. Lift from the back ribs to the back of the skull. Good. Now drop the knees or not. If you're not using the knees, keep them lifted. Pin the elbows back and lower slowly towards the earth. Good. Take the top of the feet down and on the inhalation, come forward and up. Good. As you exhale, lower to the earth. Let's do that 4 more times. Inhale to lift. Keep the pelvis rooted, the tops of the feet rooted, all toenails are touching. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, lowering. Now you're gonna flex your toes, move your hands by your side ribs, push up, lift up into plank, back into downward dog. Good, take a breath here, inhale. Exhale, good. Now let's take the right leg up. As you take the right leg up, keep the hips square. And as you exhale, pull the knee to the chest. You can come a little bit forward, and then inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, curl in. This could be done with your left knee on the ground too. So you could do it with 2 hands on the ground and 1 knee. Good, now next time we take the leg up, we're gonna lift it. We're gonna pull it in on the exhale. We're going to bring the leg forward. The right leg comes forward, the left knee comes down. Then move your left hand out and turn towards the bent knee. So you're coming into a twist. So drop your tailbone in and under. So don't stick it up, pull it down and under. Turn your rib cage towards your bent knee, turning from the left to the right. And then if you like, reach around and grab your foot. Good, and again, to get a little deeper stretch in that back thigh, again, take the tailbone forward and lean back. Take a couple breaths here, 3 breaths. Lengthening out that back thigh. Perfect, good, now release the leg. And take your left arm across. You're going to come into a twist here. Bring your palms together and turn. If you want to go a little deeper into strengthening the back leg, the back knee can come up. Good. If the back leg is lifted, firm the leg, push into the ball of the foot. Reach the crown of the head away from the back heel. Take another full breath, inhale. On the exhale, slowly unwind. I'm going to use my blocks here. I'm going to step forward with my back leg. So bend the back leg when you bring it forward and the front. Save the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, coming all the way up. Stretch the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Full breath in, full breath out. Just observe the different sides of the body now. Good. Inhale, bend the knees, take the arms up, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, lengthening and lifting. Exhale, folding. Use your breath to lift you up on the inhalation. Exhale, fold the pelvis over the top of the legs. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale. Good, now step the left leg straight back. Stay for a moment, reach the crown of the head forward, come to the ball of the back foot. Really power up that back leg. You want to feel so strong through the legs that you can easily hover your hands off and just be supported by the legs. Good, nice. Now drop the back knee. And on the inhalation, take the arms up. Make sure that front knee doesn't wobble inwards. Press down into the inner foot of the front leg. Take another breath, inhale. On the exhale, the hands come to the mat. Good, step back to downward facing dog. Good, reposition, bend the knees, lift the hips up. So every part of the sun salutation, every pose is a separate pose. Good, press the thigh bones back and draw your chest towards your thighs. Keep the neck long as the head comes down. Don't just let the head hang. Good, and then coming up onto the balls of the feet, roll forward into plank. Let's hold it for 3 breaths. So push the earth away with your hands. Take your navel area towards your back waist and reach out from the back ribs to the crown of the head. Relax your face, your eyes, your throat. Good, now the next exhalation comes in the body. We lower to the ground, bending the elbows. Take your knees to the earth if you need to, otherwise come all the way down. Straight limbs. And then on the inhalation, coming forward again into baby cobra. Now baby cobra can also expand into cobra. The hands would come back a bit. Roll the shoulders back and press up. Now this goes into your low back, then stay lower, okay? If your low back allows it, come up a little higher, but keep the pubis down, wherever you are. Pubis down and reach from the pubis to the navel, from the navel to the sternum. Reaching all the way up through the front body. Take another breath, inhale. Exhale, lower to the earth. Move your hands by your side ribs, flex your toes. Push up onto the knees, lift the knees, plank, and downward dog. Come back to your regular breath cycle here. Good, now take the left leg up. You might move your right foot in a bit if you need to for balance. Left leg comes up, but the hips are still square. So in other words, the hip points face the ground evenly. Good, as you exhale, pull the knee in towards the chest. Rising up on the back toes. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, curl in. So the left hip point tends to lift a little bit higher and roll towards the ceiling. Keep it pointing down. Good, next time you pull the knee in, you're gonna hold it in. And then step forward with the left leg, pick up the left hand. Perfect, drop the back knee and turn towards the left leg, towards the bent knee. Perfect, and then lean back a little bit. Bend the back leg now, reach around with your left hand and hold the right foot. As you do that, think of taking the back buttock forward, the right buttock forward into the body, tailbone forward. Get a deep stretch at the very top of that thigh, and then lean the skull back. 3 breaths. Good, and then release the leg. Good. Pick up the back knee again. Again, a little long like a dart. And then bending the back leg, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold towards the earth. And inhale. Exhale. Perfect. Next time, coming all the way up. Hands on the back or heart, wherever you need them. Stretch your arms up. And exhale, hands come towards the heart. Full breath in. And full breath out. Good, let's go to a lateral movement. I'm just going to turn. You're going to bring your feet hip distance and stretch your arms out and up. Good, and then holding the right hand, grab the left wrist, come up towards the ceiling and over. Good, squeeze the legs, squeeze the outer hips together. As if you're wrapped with masking tape. They're all around the hips. Good, feel that nice lateral opening on the left side. Inhale, come back up. And then change the crossing, bend the knees, extend and lengthen. Squeeze the outer hips, squeeze the leg bones together, ankle bones together, and come up and over to the left side. And lean back a little bit. Good, take another 2 breaths, really opening the right side ribs. Good, and then inhale, come back, good. And then just roll the shoulders, perfect. Now come to your, I'm gonna face the short edge of my mat, same as you, okay? And just have a block handy. You will probably want to use that at some point, okay? Good, and then bring your hands on your hips and step your right leg straight back. We'll do a little flow here. And make sure the hips are square towards the short edge of the mat. Good. Next, you're going to bend your knee a little bit. It gets buoyant through the legs. Good. And on the inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale now, really deeply bend that front leg a little bit more. Walk a little forward. Press into the back heel and come into a warrior one variation. You can look up a little bit if you like. Good. Take a breath. Inhale. Good, now on the exhale, you're going to bring your arms behind you. And you're going to straighten that front leg for a moment. Good, and now from here, you're going to bring your arms forward. I'm going to use my block, and I'm going to put my hands on my block. Now as I'm here, I'm going to draw my back hip forward and scissor my inner legs together. Good. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure the back foot is turned out just about maybe but a 45-degree angle. Not straight forward, but definitely not sideways. Sort of like a little piece of pizza. Good. Nice. Now take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And on the inhale, you're going to bring your arms behind you. You're going to bend your standing leg, your front leg, and come all the way up back into warrior one. Good. And then bring your arms down, pick up your back heel, and step forward. Roll your shoulders, take a breath, inhale, exhale. Good, now step the left leg back. Just softness in the knees sort of gathered, okay? And then you're going to take your arms forward and up. As your arms come up on the inhalation, you're going to exhale and bend the standing leg, the front leg. Look up, feel that back bend, coiling from the middle of the back, not from just throwing the head back. Opening the chest, breathing fully. Good, now inhale, and on the exhale, again, coming forward, arms go back. Let's keep the knee bent for a moment. And then straightening the front leg, bring the hands to the block or farther. You find I also can go a little deeper, so I'm going to lower my block. Good, now draw your right hip back, left hip forward, and draw your rib cage in the direction of your front leg. Make sure you're not locking the front knee. It's the softness behind the knee always. Couple breaths here. Good, now on the inhalation, we're slowly going to bend that front leg and come up. So we're back here again. Pause. Okay, next time the inhalation comes into the body, go at your own breathing rate. Come all the way up with the front leg bent. Back into warrior one. And then straighten the front leg and bring the arms down. Lovely. Step the back leg forward. Okay, we'll do it one more time. I'll add on a little bit. Roll your shoulders. Good. Step your right leg back. Again, really managing the feet so back foot is slightly turned out, sort of lining up with the top edge of your mat. Just soften the knees as you take your arms up. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now inhale, you're going to push the air away as you take your arms straight. Come into a forward fold with the front leg bent. If this is too much, have your hands on your hips or the hands are behind you or out to the sides like a letter T. Good, hold it. Next time the exhalation comes into the body, straightening the front leg, come into a forward fold. So you might notice that you have more range of movement now. Let's take 3 breaths here. Firm the outer hips, scissor the inner thighs, draw the chest towards the frontal thigh. Good, now as the inhale comes into the body, bend the front leg, Come up. This is a little more challenging with the arms in front, of course. Exhale, and then inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, arms come down, and come step the leg forward. Roll the shoulders. Good, now step the left leg back. Good, position your feet so you know you have the right depth. Good, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, front leg bends. You look up too now, you're warming up even more. Exhale the arrow. Inhale. Exhale, pushing into the back heel. Press the airway as you come forward. Crown of the head lines up with the tailbone. Hold it there. Breathe fully. Good. Exhalation comes into the body, lower all the way down, and straighten the front leg. Good. Push into the back heel, and push into the big toe mound of the front foot to really engage the strength of the legs. Release your head, but keep the neck long, relax the jaw. Good, now when the inhalation comes into the body, bend the front leg, the right leg bends. I come up. This is challenging, I'm working against gravity here. Make sure it doesn't go into your low back. If it does, keep your hands on your hips or behind you. Good, and then inhale will bring you all the way up. Good, looking up. And exhalation. Back leg comes forward and stand in mountain pose. Perfect, good. Now we're going to move into tree pose. So have your feet together today if you can. And taking your hand onto your right leg, pull the right leg up. Open the leg out. Try to keep this hip facing forward. Whoops. There you go. Good. Now I'm going to put my foot on my leg. Now it's the same action as Namaste hands. So think of my foot like your hands. Push your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot, just like you're pressing your palms together. Good. Then take your hand behind your outer thigh and let your thigh push out into your palm. Good. Now take your hands and bring your palms together, Namaste hands on the top of your skull. And then from there, stretch your arms up. If you can't keep your arms straight, then you just separate your arms. You could also take them wider. Good, now find those actions. As if you're pushing your palms together, push your foot to your leg to your foot. Firm your left outer hip in. Don't push out into the hip. Couple big full breaths here. Good, now take the arms out and down towards the sides of the room. Bring the knee forward and stand in Tadasana. Close your eyes for a moment, 2 breaths. Good, now pressing firmly into the feet. A little more work down in the right foot because the left leg is going to lift up. We're going to open the left leg out to the side as we pin the right hip in. Then just like our hands, now our Namaste feet. Push the sole of the foot into the inner thigh. And the inner thigh into the foot, so compact. That will give you some power in the hips. Perfect. Squeeze. Oops. Very nice. Good. Once you've found that, then put your hand behind your leg and ask your thigh bone to move into your palm. So you want to press the thigh back. The whole thigh bone, not the knee. Good. Take your palms to touch on the top of your head. Elbows out to the side, and then from there, extend and lengthen the arms up, fingertips to the ceiling. Push the palms together, push the foot into the leg. Same action. Firm your outer hip in. Watch your right outer hip doesn't sway out. Look down, forward, up at the ceiling, or close your eyes. Even looking straight forward, and then allow the gaze to become a little bit blurry until finally you close your eyes for a split second. Very nice. Take the arms out, stretching the arms, bring the knee forward and plant the foot on the ground. But stand in mountain pose for a moment, stretch your arms, stretch your legs. Perfect, good. Now staying on the long edge of your mat, I'm just gonna move my blocks away. You're going to either jump or step wide. I'm gonna do the jumping, you know how to make a big wide step. Okay, so bend the knees. When you jump, you wanna be light. So I'm gonna bounce out. Nice, so nice landing. Stretch the arms, stretch the legs. Now in this pose where we need to work, one of many places, I want you to think of lifting from your inner heel to your inner ankle. That will lift the whole inseam of the leg and lift up through the pelvis, ribs, etc. Right? So don't collapse, okay? But don't cheat by just rolling onto the outer edge of your foot. So lift the inner ankles if someone's tickling you and you want to try to lift it away from them. Good, now bring your hands on your hips and turn your left foot in and your right foot out. So you're gonna have to really turn. You're actually gonna have to lift your heel and turn. So you're facing the short edge of your mat and your back foot is turned slightly out, facing the short edge top corner of the mat, like a little piece of pizza. So we want the hips to go forward as best we can. Don't worry about that, maybe just move your ribs. Good, then take the arms up. And only if it's easy for you to straighten the arms and bring the palms together, do so. Otherwise, keep the arms wide. And then from that action, bend the front knee, coming into warrior one. So another option, I'm going to do the modification of the arms are apart, okay? Otherwise, palms touch. Now push into your back heel. Try not to let the back inner ankle collapse to the earth. Keep lifting the inner ankle and drop into the front thigh. So get nice and low. Look up if you like, otherwise just look straight forward. Think of lengthening now from, again, your back ribs to the crown of the head as you push down into the back heel. Breathe softly and fully. Good, perfect, good. Now keep the arms up, separate them, turn. So now you're facing the long edge of your mat. The arms are tired, take your arms on your hips. Take your arms out to the side for a moment, stretch the side body. Toes are pointing straight forward. Good, now you're going to turn again. You're going to turn, this time the left foot's going to go out, the right foot's going to turn in. Good, I'm going to bring my hands on my hips for a moment just so I can get all organized. So work the legs first. Move your rib cage to face the front of your mat. Don't worry about pulling your back hip forward. That can irritate the SI joint. So, be mindful, any pain there. No worries if the hip is going a little bit to the side, hip point. Okay? And the arms go back up. When we bring the arms up first before we bend the legs, sometimes it's easier. Makes more sense to the body. Good, maybe bringing the palms together, maybe not, you decide. So wherever you are, stretch the arms up. It'll make the spine lighter. And now pressing into the back heel, bend that front knee. Have a little peek if you can at your front leg. Make sure it's not going askew, straight forward. Perfect. Now push the back heel down, lift the back ribs up towards the crown of the head. Descend down. Now what's happening with that back inner ankle? Has it collapsed? Lift the inner ankle, press into the edge of the foot. Stretch the arms. We're going to stay for 3 more breaths. Relax your face, your jaw, your throat. Very nice. Good. Now open the arms, turn your toes to face the long edge of your mat. Bring your arms down and roll your shoulders. Good. Take your hands on your hips, bring your sitting bones back. Now when I go back, I tend to go into my heels. I can feel I'm falling backwards, so I have to bring my weight forward. Then I'm going to plant my hands on the ground underneath my shoulders. Look up for a moment, spider to your fingertips. If it's difficult to reach the floor, you have your block, your coffee table, your bed, your animals. Good, and then as you exhale, let the upper body descend. Keep stretching the legs. Palms can go flat here. You can walk your hands back a bit if you like. Toes turn slightly in. It's a pretty wide stance here. Maybe go a little bit wider to get that deep stretch in the inner groins. Breathing. Again, lean a little bit into the front of the foot. Now press firmly into the left foot and walk over towards the right. Just come into a nice side stretch. The toes are a tiny bit pigeon-toed here. They can be also straightforward. That would depend on your hip, but they're not turning out. Good. Come back to center. Reorganize, and then walk over towards the left side. And hold on to your ankle, or your hands can be on the outside of the foot, and bow down. Should be no tension in the knees. Good. Now we're going to start to pivot. So let's come back to center for a moment. We're going to spin on the back foot. So I'm going to lift my back heel, and simultaneously I'm going to walk around and bring my hands forward. Perfect. From here, I'm going to step back into downward facing dog and draw my side bones back. Beautiful. Lift the hips up, press the thighs back, release the head completely. Full breath in, full breath out. You might notice your heels go a little farther down towards the earth, but try not to let your sitting bones go back. Good, now drop the knees and come to sitting on your heels for a moment. When you do that, you want to pull the buttock flesh back over the heels so you feel the heels piercing into the sitting bones and awakening the spine. Have your strap handy if you need it. Take your arms out. If you don't have a strap, it's okay. You can use your t-shirt. And now take your right arm underneath. So these would be the ways to go. We could all do it together. Hands hold on to the outer shoulders. Then maybe the back of the hands come together, or possibly the palms. Good. Spread the upper back. Lift the elbows just in line with the shoulders, not higher. And take the skull back. But you'd be doing a lot of gardening, or maybe doing a lot of swimming these days. You know, the shoulders get tight. The shoulders do tend to hold a lot of the tension we accumulate throughout the day. But now take the arms back out and bring this arm, now your left arm underneath. You'll notice the difference right away usually. Hug the arms around, the hands around the shoulders. Maybe the back of the hands is more comfortable for you, otherwise the palms touch. And then pull the elbows forward and lift them up to spread the upper back. Take the skull back. And again, it's the same actions we've been talking about lately as drawing the navel area towards the back waist and lift up through the back skull to the crown of the head. And then open the arms, bring the arms down, roll the shoulders. Good. I'm going to use the strap on my right shoulder. I'm going to take my right arm up. Bring my hand behind me, give myself some encouragement by pulling the elbow in. Elbow points to the ceiling, then the left arm goes around the back and reaches for the top hand of the strap. Good. So the tighter side will have more distance between the hands. Top arm is an external rotation, bottom arm is rotating internally. Good. Again, you want to think of the shoulder blades lifting into the back of the heart and spreading and opening the frontal chest. Top elbow up, bottom elbow down. Cow face pose, Gomukhasana. Good. And then stretch the arm, stretch the bottom arm, bring the arms out, bring the arms down, roll the shoulders. Take the strap, transfer it to the other side. Reach the arm up, bring it behind your back, pull the elbow in. These are great to do every day. You can do them in the shower. You can use your face cloth or something if you don't have a strap in your shower. You can't hold your hands. In the warmth of the water, the shoulders really open up. Good. And then take the other arm around. Might be very different on this side. Wiggle the bottom hand up. And then try not to let the upper back round out. That will make it more difficult to clasp. The upper back, thoracic spine needs to move in and up. Low back in and up. Navel area in and up. Spine up, up, up. Beautiful, good. Now take the top arm up, bring the bottom arm down, and bring your arms to the side. Good, now put your strap away. And then come to sitting on your sitting bones. So we're gonna move into a little boat pose. Have your feet on the ground, bring your hands behind you. And you can have them flat or spider tip them either way. Now lean back and pull your thighs as close to your chest as you can. So you want to draw them in. Good, keep your hands there, all good, and then straighten the legs. Good, again, the navel area moves towards the back waist, and we're lifting up through the torso. So try not to sink. The boat pose, you don't want a boat that's sinking. Good, now bend the knees, bring the feet on the ground, and maybe take your hands a little farther back, maybe. Lean back, pull the thighs closer towards the ribs. Take the legs up. Good, and then from there, can you bring the arms forward? Stretch the arms, stretch the legs, draw the navel area in, keep the chest broad, keep the sternum broad. Good, bend the knees and lean forward for a moment. Okay, so we'll do that one more time. We're gonna bring the hands behind us, maybe bring them a little closer in now. Pull the thigh bones closer towards your ribs, take your navel area into your body, and then extend the legs and the arms, both of us. You can see if you could soften the face and soften the throat area, the tongue, the jaw, make it relaxed. Beautiful. And then bend the knees and come forward. Good, and then we're going to slowly lower towards the ground. So you either just roll yourself down using your arms for support, or if you feel especially after your boat pose, you're connected to those core muscles. Draw the abdominal area towards the back waist. Make sure you don't tense the throat as you roll down. And then holding the legs or arms in front, just start to place the back of the pelvis down. Then as I come down, I go a little deeper. You can hold it there for a moment and then come all the way down. Good. Once you're down, you can stretch your legs straight out. Bring your arms up and over your head. Squeeze your legs together. Hook your thumb, so place one thumb on top of the other. Spread your fingers and stretch your fingers as far back as you can. And then press your heels as far away from you as you can. Now make sure the thigh bones don't lift to the ceiling. Pretend you have a dog or a cat or young children, maybe not an adult. They're sitting on your thigh bones, which actually feels really delicious because the thighs press down to the earth. And breathe. Good, change the crossing of the thumbs, look the other way. Something so small can feel so different. Watch the ribs, let the ribs nestle towards the mat. Good, and then bring the legs, knees point to the ceiling, feet flat. And then cross the right leg over the left as if you're squeezing the inner thighs together. Then lift the lower limbs, leg bones off the mat. Lift your head off the ground and grab a hold of what you can find. Maybe the ankles, maybe the feet, maybe it's just the knee area. That's okay. If you have two straps, you could have one strap around each foot. And then pull the feet out to the side, bring your head down. So as the feet go out to the side, think of the toes aiming in the direction of your shoulders, and the inner thighs are squeezing. You can get a nice outer hip stretch here. Okay, now we're going to simply change legs. Okay, so I have my right over my left. I'm going to let's bring our legs down. It's easier to get into the pose. Left over right. Squeeze the inner thighs. Lift the leg bones. Keep your sacrum flat. Lift up to grab the feet. Unless you have super long arms. And pull the feet up. Now, you might notice one side is a lot tighter. Especially if you're feeling a little bit of sensation in the outer hip. I know I am. I want you to breathe into that area. Soften it with breath. Good. And then release the legs, bring the feet flat on the ground. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. A little figure 4 here. Okay, perfect. Now I want you to put your right hand on your right inner thigh and just press it out. Keep your hand there. Don't push on the knee. Don't feel any tension in the knee at all, right? Only go as far as your femur will rotate in the hip. And then you're going to lift the left foot off the ground and just hold with one hand the back of the left knee as you encourage the right thigh to go out. If you can't reach your hand around your left leg, you could use your strap here. Keep your top foot gently flexed, don't overdo it. Don't overwork the feet. It's more about the hip. Good, and then lower the left leg, bring the right leg down. And cross the left over the right. And then encourage the left thigh to move in the hip, moving out towards the, out away from your shoulder. Think of pigeon pose. This is pigeon when we're lying on our stomach, right? When we're doing it on our mat. And then we're going to lift the right leg up, holding behind the right knee. And again, encouraging the left thigh to move in the left hip joint. There still should be equal weight on the back of the sacrum. So right now I feel like I've twisted a bit. I've got to organize again. Perfect, good. And then you're going to slowly bring the foot down, other foot down. And this time you're going to keep your feet together, your knees together. Bring your arms into a letter T or a cactus arm, whatever feels good. Shift your hips a little bit to the left. And keeping the legs together, drop your knees all the way over towards the right, but keep the left shoulder down. I'm going to move them up a little bit towards my right elbow. Now they want to separate, so I'm going to try to squeeze them together. A block between the legs also works here. And the head can turn, if you like, to the left. Now keep moving your abdomen from the right to the left. Churn your abdomen across your body. Move the organs. Especially if you're doing this class, I know they recorded, you do them at the end of the day. These twists feel really lovely to bring out any tension in the body. Good, now come up on the inhalation. Use your core to lift your legs, don't use your back. Come up slowly, you can always use your hand here. Shift yourself back into the center of the mat. Move your hips a little more to the right and drop your knees to the left. So don't worry about getting the knees to the ground if your shoulder pops way up. You know, you could keep your knees up or you could put a block underneath your knees. Keep the legs squeezing together as best you can. That will support the lumbar spine. The little QL muscle is right in here. It'll be very happy if you squeeze the legs. And maybe turning away from the knees or head is centered. Moving the abdomen from left to right across your body. Very nice. Good. Come back up, inhaling. And then just pull your knees in towards your chest. When you do that, I want you really to relax the crease of the pants at the top of the thigh. That area can be so tight. So think of softening there. Keep your low back firmly rooted, your sacral bone flat. Let the weight of the leg bones melt into the low back, releasing any tension. This feeling of grounding and centering, preparing for Shavasana. Okay, then lowering one leg at a time to the ground. Lift your forearms up away from the mat, turn them so they face each other. Lift your upper back away from the mat, tuck your shoulder blades in so you feel like a dome through the chest, and then bring your upper back down. Slide one leg at a time along the mat. And turn the feet out quite generously to make the legs quite wide, and then one arm at a time comes down. Just let it land. Should be in the perfect place now. And then just allow your body to descend. Relax your eyes. Relax the area around the temples, the hairline. Move between the eyebrows, soften between the eyebrows. The inner ear almost feels like it's closing, blocking out any distraction or noise. Relax your teeth, your lower jaw, your tongue rest in your low jaw, your throat. Discover this feeling of yielding into the earth. Letting go of any expectations or anything you need to do today or this week. Just being fully present in the now. And then start to deepen your breath. Take a full inhale in. Full exhale out. Place the hands onto your abdomen. And bending one leg at a time. Roll to your right, support your head on your arm. And just take a moment before you come up. Just honor this feeling of relaxation, of calmness, of steadiness. And print this feeling of your Shavasana into your day, into your life. And then looking down, pressing into the bottom hand, come up. Keep the eyes closed for now. And sit back on your mat. Bring your palms to your heart. Sit tall. And taking a full breath in. As you exhale, lower your head towards your heart, looking into the deep cavern of the heart. All that is there to our true self. I honor and respect the light in you. I honor and respect the light in me. That we are all one. We are all united as one. Namaste. May you have a truly beautiful day. May you have a wonderful time in this beautiful sunshine. Stay hydrated. Give yourself an extra pat on the back for doing yoga. And if you're watching the recording, lovely to have you here. So I'm going to turn the meeting off. Have a wonderful day, everybody.